circulatory system is composed by the heart, blood, and blood vessels. There are three main types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries are the ones in charge of taking oxygenated blood to the body, and veins are the ones in charge of taking deoxygenated blood back into the heart, while capillaries are the connection between these two types of blood vessels. Red blood cells are the ones in charge of taking the oxygen to all of the other cells in our body. They are capable of doing this because they contain a protein called hemoglobin, which facilitates the carrying of oxygen, and oxygen is passed to the tissues by a process called diffusion. Arteries and veins are conformed of three main layers of tissue: the intima, the middle, and the adventitia layer. The intima layer is the innermost layer, the middle is one in the center, and the adventitia is the outermost layer of this tissue. The heart is the main organ in the circulatory system. It is a hollow muscular structure which has 4 chambers and 4 valves. The right side of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood into the lungs, and the left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood into the aorta, which is the main artery in our body, for the blood to go to all of the tissues in the body. When the right side of the heart sends the blood into the lungs, is for it to get oxygenated again and sent back into the left side of the heart now to be pumped to the body.
Hi, my name is Ángel Antonio López and I'm going to talk about the muscular system. The muscular system is in charge of providing the movement to the body. This works with help of the nervous system. There are 5 characteristics of the muscular system. The first one is that the muscles are excitable. This means that they respond and receive stimulation from the nerves. The second one is that they are contractible. They are capable of shortening the muscles anytime when they want. The next one is that they can be extensible. This means that they can extend by the max of the capability without getting harmed. There are 3 major types of muscles located in our body. We have the cardiac, the smooth, and the skeletal. First, the cardiac. These muscles are from the walls of the heart, and these contract to circulate the blood. Then we have the smooth, which are located in the organs of our body, for example, in the digestive, in the large intestine, or in our respiratory system, in our lungs. And at the end, we have the skeletal muscles. These ones are attached to the skeleton and provide the skeleton with the ability to move. Then we have elasticity, which means that the muscle is able to return to its resting shape after being stretched. Then we have adaptability, that means that the muscle can change the way that it is used.
Hello, my name is Cruz and I'm going to talk about the skeletal system. Well, first of all, what is the skeletal system? It is involved in the body locomotion and provides the basic morphology of the body that allows us to maintain in a bipedal posture, which is in our 2 feet. The locomotor apparatus consists of bones joined to each other by joints and ligaments. Tendons connect muscles to bond continuously. The nervous system coordinates all the parts together. These systems allows us to move. Now the structure and function. An adult body has 206 bones, while a children has 300. This is because during growth some of the bony pieces are fused. Now I'm going to talk about the skeletal system functions. The most critical or important features of the skeletal system are the following. It is the support of the whole organism. It participates in locomotion. It protects vital organs such as the heart and lungs, found inside the rib cage, brain, which is protected by the skull, and the spinal cord, which is protected by the vertebrae. It is the main reservoir of ions, calcium, and phosphate. It contains the red bone marrow, a particularly important tissue responsible for producing all of the elements from the blood, leukocytes, erythrocytes, and platelets. Now I'm going to talk about the bone structure, which we can find two of them. The first one is the appendicular skeleton, which has 126 bones and is divided in the clavicles, the scapulae, the upper limbs, the lower extremities, and the pelvic bone. And the other one is the axial skeleton, which has 80 bones, which is divided in the skull and face, sacrum and coccyx, ribs and sternum, vertebrae, and hyoid bone.
Hello, my name is Javier Martinez, and today I'm going to explain you about the immune system. The immune system is typically divided into two categories, innate and adaptive, although these distinctions are not normally exclusive. Innate immunity refers to non-specific defense mechanisms that come into play immediately or within hours on an antigen appearing in the body. These mechanisms include physical barriers such as skin, chemicals in the blood, and immune system cells and attack foreign cells in the body. The innate immune response is active by chemical properties of the antigen. Adaptive immunity refers to an antigen-specific immune response. The adaptive immune response is more complex than the innate. Antigen response must be processed and recognized. Once an antigen has been recognized, the adaptive immune system creates army of immune cells specifically designed to attack the antigen. Adaptive immunity also includes a memory that makes future response against a specific antigen more efficient, which is the reason of why we need to vaccinate ourselves, because the adaptive immunity gonna make the cells to fight the disease that is not dangerous, and then when the real disease attacks, your system gonna be ready for defense. In the innate immunity, is the first immunity you already had when you born. The skin is an example of that. So when there also exists T and B cells, also exists T and B cells that are involved in recognizing pathogen and other harmful foreign material inside the body, such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, and dead cells. The two types of T cells are helper T cells and cytosis T cells. The major function of the helper T cell is to activate cytosis T cells and B cells. The cytosis T cells destroy pathogen by phagocytes. B cells can produce secret antibody activating the immune system to destroy the pathogen. The main difference between T cells and B cells is that T cells can only recognize viral antigen outside the infected cell, where B cells can recognize the surface antigen of bacteria and virus.
Oh, hello, my name is Gerardo Martinez. I'm from the team number 3 and I will talk you about the integumentary system. The integumentary system is an organ system consisting of the skin, hair, nails, and exocrine glands. The skin is only a few millimeters thick, yet is by far the largest organ in the body. The average person's skin weighs 10 pounds and has a surface area of almost 20 square feet. Skin forms the body outer covering and forms a barrier to protect the body from chemical disease, UV light, and physical damage. Hair and nails extend from the skin to reinforce the skin and protect it from the environmental damage that could make to your skin. And I will talk you about the anatomy of the integumentary system. First, the epidermis. The epidermis is the most superficial layer of the skin that covers almost the entire body surface. The epidermis rests upon and protects the deeper and thicker dermis layer of the skin. Structurally, the epidermis is only about 1/10 of a millimeter thick, but is made of 40 to 50 rows of stacked squamous epithelial cells. The epidermis in a vascular region of the body, meaning that it does not contain any blood or blood vessels. The cells of the epidermis receive all of their nutrients via diffusion of fluids from the dermis. Now I will talk you about the hair. The hair is an accessory organ of the skin made of cones of tightly packed dead keratinocytes found in most regions of the body. The few hairless parts of the body include the palmar surface of the hands, plantar surface of the feet, lips, labia minora, and gland penis. Hair helps to protect the body from UV radiation by preventing sunlight from striking the skin. Hair also insulates the body by trapping warm air around the skin. And finally, we have the nails. The nails are accessory organs of the skin made of sheets of hardened keratinocytes and found on the distal ends of the fingers and toes. Fingernails and toenails reinforce and protect the end of the digits and are used for scraping and manipulating small objects. There are three main parts of a nail: the root, body, and free edge. The nail root is the portion of the nail found under the surface of the skin. The nail body is the visible external portion of the nail. The free edge is the distal end portion of the nail that has grown beyond the end of the finger or toe.
My name is Fernando Esparza Triviño, and I'm going to talk about some important diseases of stage 3. Okay, first of all, I'm going to talk about some integumentary system diseases, like it can be the rosacea, which is characterized by small red pus-filled bumps on the face, psoriasis, which causes scaly, itchy, and dry patches. Then we have the vitiligo, which is the result in large irregular patches of the skin, and many others. We have the arrhythmia, that it's an abnormal heartbeat, whether irregular, too fast, or too slow. Then there are some diseases like the coronary heart disease, that it's an injury or disease in the main blood vessels of the heart. Then we have the arterial hypertension, that it's the impact on the blood pressure toward the walls of the artery, that it's too high. Then we have the cardiorespiratory arrest, that it's an unexpected loss and regret of cardiac function, breathing, and knowledge. Heart failure, it's a chronic condition that causes the heart not to pump. And then we have the arrhythmia, that it's an abnormal heartbeat, whether irregular, too fast, or too slow. We have the skeletal system. There are some diseases like the osteoporosis. This is a disease in which the bones become fragile and prone to fracture. Leukemia, this is a cancer of the white blood cells. Then we have the osteopenia, osteotis deformans, and osteomalacia. Similar to osteoporosis, these are other types of bone loss.
Try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore.